Spartan GoLive screen replacement. This is a fairly straightforward procedure. All you really need is a Phillips screwdriver. So you can see this is a Spartan GoLive. This is good for also Ghost. Doesn't matter if it's Verizon or AT&T. In this case, we're going to be using a Verizon camera. It's all the same though. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start by taking out the SD card. And then now we can go ahead and start disassembling the power supply. It's important to take out the power supply just in case there's going to be an arc somewhere. I know there's internal batteries, but at the same time, it's best to go ahead and remove these. There are two little screws. They are different sizes than the other screws. This little case covers up the connector for the battery tray. It's pretty straightforward to undo. Go ahead and pull that out. There we go. There's going to be 4 of these main case screws, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. And again, they are different sizes than the little screws that hold on the little bracket for the power supply cable for the battery tray. Just give me a second here. I'll get this undone. Sometimes these screws are kind of like to hold on for dear life, if you will. So let's get this disconnected. And this does come off pretty easily. So let's get this wiggle one out here. All right, this one, wiggle this one out. Oh, there we go. So I'm using an auto screwdriver. So it's just a little USB electric screwdriver. It saves my hand from getting carpal tunnel. At least I think so. I get that one out there. Should be 4 of those. So this case just pops right off. And there is a little cable connecting the front the front buttons, and it does pop right off there. Really easy to get off, much harder to get back on. There are going to be 4 screws holding on the main board to the chassis. Again, super easy to get off. Just need that Phillips screwdriver. Here we go. This is a pretty straightforward thing too. They just come right out. Not a big deal there. Let me get these little guys out here. 2 more to go. Pull that one out. Grab this one. There we go. And again, this one just kind of slides off. There's going to be a connector connecting the board, the main board, to the IR flash. Again, it's another one of those simple like 8-pin connectors. Just be mindful of it. You can break it, but we'll go ahead and disconnect it here. It's super easy to undo, much harder to put back together, and we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so now we're on the back of the board. This is where the screws hold on the main bracket for the screen, and yep, that's the battery cable there. Making sure that you don't pull it too hard. Let's get these undone. These are 2 silver screws. It is kind of a good idea to keep in mind where the screws go, because these are a little bit longer and a little bit beefier than the chassis case screws. So we're gonna take these out here. All this does is hold the screen, again, housing onto the main board. Super straightforward stuff here. Nothing too difficult here. Pop that one off. Grab this other one. Yeah, sometimes the thread gets stuck, so you gotta make sure you get it undone here. Yeah, it's fighting me a little bit, so hold on. Here we go. There we go. Now it's coming loose. Got it. All right, so we'll flip it back over. I'm gonna flip it back over, and now look, we have access to the screen. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna flip down this little hinge. It does, folds down to you, and the screen slides right out. It's not a big deal. Take note that the shape of the L kind of dictates what screen you need to replace it with. GoLive and GoCam screens are the same. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. GoLive and GoLive 2 screens are the same. GoCams and Ghost are the same screen. So again, keep an eye on that L shaped on the side. That kind of tells you which camera it'll go to. Pop this off of the chassis. Super easy to get off. Just pull that pin out, push it in the back, and boom, there you go. Alrighty. Yep. Mindful of the teeth. Those do break off from time to time, so just don't over flex them. Pop that back on. We'll slide this back in exactly in reverse. Snap that back into place. This is where things get more complicated. Although we're doing things in reverse, what we're going to do is we're going to hold the screen to the board with kind of a tight grip, because it's going to slide out. It's okay to hold the main chip there. That's okay. not exactly a static free zone, so we're doing our best. We'll add the screws back into it. Again, we're doing everything in reverse. Just keep in mind where the certain screws go. Again, these are the silver screws. They attach the screen housing to the main board. Got one more to go. There we go. Add that one to that board. And then we'll get this going here. And we'll get to the fun stuff of connecting all of the connectors back. Alright, that's done. Yeah, this is the hardest one to get right. Hopefully I'll get it done in one shot, but I doubt it. There we go. Slide that guy into place. Maybe it'll work. This one's the difficult one. You get such a tight space, and that cable is only so long. So we'll get it worked in there. Just be mindful there are pins inside of it that can get stuck. I got it started, and we'll use my other finger to kind of jam it in there. But yeah, don't force it in there if it doesn't want to go. It will slide in, and it will feel like it is meant to be there. If you're forcing it in, you could bend the pins, and it is a pain to repair, believe me. Alright, we get the board lined up with the housing holes, and then we'll just do this in reverse. We have 4 screws to put back. There we go. Add these to the board. Very straightforward. That's 1. 3 more to go. There we go, number 2. Again, it's not so much as having to hold your static. It's pretty rudimentary what we're doing, so it's not like it's complicated. Add that one. Got 1 more to go. Alrighty, get this one done. Yep, that's all taken care of. That board is on the chassis. Alright, now we can take our protective cover off. All that was doing is making sure we weren't touching it and getting our greasy fingerprints all over the screen. So that's done. What we can do now is we can work on getting the buttons back onto the board. So again, this is another 8-pin connector. This one's a little easier to get on. You have a little bit more room to work with. Slides right into place just like the other one. This one's much easier to slide back together. Like that. See? All done with that one. We close it all up. Oh, got a little bit of wire there. Let's make sure we get that out of the way. There we go. Alright, that's done. Wire's gone. And we'll put the screws back together. Again, be mindful of the screws you're putting in here. There are different size screws. These are the larger black ones. So you have 4 of them here. Those are the same screws that hold the main board to the chassis. So you can interswap those with no problem. Just not the little screws that hold the battery tray on, or the battery power supply on. Those are a little smaller. Get this little guy in there. I know, working with this camera is making me use my left hand more, which is fine. It's an automatic screwdriver, so we're good to go. Alright, 2 more to go. Here we go. Get one loaded. I did magnetize the end of my screwdriver to make it a little easier on myself, so. Alright, get that one done. 1 more. Little devil, get back here. Got it all right here. Alright, let's get done. Oh, see? Already running away from me. Alright, here we go. That's done. We're going to connect this. This is a 2-pin connector. It's super easy to get back on. Just slides into place. You can either use your finger or a screwdriver to make sure you pop it back in, and you'll feel it. It snaps in. Tuck the wire. Put it back where it's supposed to go. Now we got to put the cover on. There we go. Now the time for those 2 little screws. Again, don't mix up the little screws with the big screws, because if you use the big screws in this spot, it'll strip them out and it won't hold very tightly. Put them back where they're supposed to go. 1 more. Alright. And let's check our handiwork. Let's see what happens. Put the SD card in, turn it on. Hey, we did it. We got it going. So that's it. That's how you replace a screen on a GoLive camera. Thanks for watching.